Sure, Aunt Martha. Anyway, it'll probably shrink or something.
Well, is it all right with you and Mom if I grow a mustache?
It looked like the perfect family. Smiling parents, polite kids, and the quiet charm of 1950s America. But Leave It to Beaver hid secrets no one ever saw coming. This was the first show to ever show a toilet on TV, a move so risky it nearly got banned. One episode cost $40,000, shocking for its time. And behind the scenes, drama, mystery, and pressure that changed the cast forever. Why did Barbara Billingsley wear pearls and heels in every scene? What really drove Jerry Mathers, the Beaver himself, to walk away from fame? Here are 20 shocking facts about Leave It to Beaver. Fact 1. Jerry Mathers' audition was simply adorable. When little Jerry Mathers went to audition for the role of Theodore Beaver Cleaver, he wasn't thinking about fame. He was thinking about his Cub Scout meeting. Just 5 years old at the time, Jerry arrived wearing his full Scout uniform, not as a costume, but because he had somewhere to be right after and didn't want to be late. His innocent honesty and wholesome charm immediately won over the casting directors. In that moment, they knew they'd found their Beaver. No one else could have played the part so perfectly. Fact 2. The show ended with a groundbreaking finale. Long before sitcoms relied on flashbacks for emotional farewells, Leave It to Beaver set the trend. Its final episode, Family Scrapbook, showed the Cleavers looking through old photos, a touching goodbye that celebrated 6 unforgettable years with America's favorite family. Fact 3. Jerry Mathers started acting before kindergarten. It's hard to believe, but Jerry Mathers had a real acting resume before most kids could even read. His career began at just 2.5, when a store clerk spotted him at a Los Angeles mall and asked his mom if he could model for a catalog. From there, Jerry quickly landed commercials, movie roles, and TV spots, and by the time he auditioned for Leave It to Beaver, he'd already appeared in 7 films. Fact 4. June Cleaver's style had a hidden purpose. Barbara Billingsley's June Cleaver became the picture of the perfect 1950s mom. Always polished, always in pearls and heels. But her wardrobe wasn't just about fashion. As Jerry Mathers and Tony Dow hit their teenage growth spurts, producers realized their TV mom was getting shorter by comparison. To fix it, they put Barbara in heels so she'd stay taller than her on-screen sons, a choice that also added to June's graceful, proper image. And those famous pearls? They weren't just for elegance. Barbara wore them to hide a small surgical scar on her neck, turning a personal detail into one of the most iconic accessories in TV history. Fact 5. Frank Bank faced tough times after the show. Frank Bank, who played the lovable Lumpy Rutherford, found that fame came with a downside. His role was so memorable that casting directors couldn't see him as anyone else, and acting jobs dried up once Leave It to Beaver ended. But Frank didn't let that stop him. He reinvented himself completely, building a successful new career as a stockbroker. Fact 6. The Cleavers' hometown was never revealed. Fans have spent decades trying to pin down where the Cleaver family actually lived. The show only ever mentioned their town, Mayfield, a name so generic it could have been anywhere in America. Some eagle-eyed viewers think it was Wisconsin, pointing to hints like Wally mentioning a band competition in Madison and the family attending a Green Bay Packers game. Still, the creators never confirmed it, leaving Mayfield's true location one of TV's most charming mysteries. Fact 7. Hugh Beaumont's heart was never fully in it. Hugh Beaumont, who played the wise and steady Ward Cleaver, seemed like the perfect TV dad. But behind the scenes, he carried a private heartbreak that made it hard to enjoy the show. When Leave It to Beaver was picked up unexpectedly, Hugh had to rush to Los Angeles alone, while his wife, son Hunter, and mother-in-law followed by car, a trip he would normally have driven himself. Tragically, they were in a terrible accident that killed his mother-in-law. The loss haunted him for years, and Hugh later admitted he could never look at the show with the same happiness again. Fact 8. Tony Dow was born to play Wally Cleaver. Unlike Jerry Mathers, Tony Dow had zero acting experience before joining Leave It to Beaver. But he turned out to be a natural. Wally Cleaver was meant to be the confident, all-American big brother, and Tony fit the part effortlessly. A real-life swimmer and junior Olympian, he brought genuine athleticism and warmth to the role, helping shape the show's timeless, wholesome spirit. Fact 9. The real reason Leave It to Beaver ended. Unlike most shows that fade because of low ratings, Leave It to Beaver ended while it was still a hit. The decision came from Jerry Mathers himself, who wanted to step away from acting as he entered high school and focus on his education. A remarkably grown-up choice for a teenager. Rather than replace him, the producers decided to end the series gracefully, letting the Cleaver family leave TV on a high note. Fact 10. The Marines rejected Jerry Mathers for a surprising reason. After Leave It to Beaver ended, Jerry Mathers tried to enlist in the U.S. Marine Corps, but they turned him down. Just before his application, a former NFL player had been killed in action, and the Marines didn't want to risk another well-known public figure facing the same fate. Still determined to serve, Jerry joined the Air National Guard instead, showing the same courage and conviction that made Beaver such a beloved character. Fact 11. The most expensive episode nearly broke the bank. When Leave It to Beaver aired in the soup. In 1961, no one knew it was the show's costliest episode. In it, Beaver climbs into a giant billboard soup bowl and gets stuck, sparking a hilarious rescue. To film the scene, producers built 2 massive billboards, pushing costs to nearly $50,000, an enormous sum for the time. Jerry Mathers later said it became the scene fans asked about most, and the one that forced the show to tighten its budget afterward. Fact 12. Why Jerry Weil really left Leave It to Beaver. Jerry Weil, who played the quick-witted Judy Hensler, appeared in 31 episodes before walking away, and years later, she finally explained why. As she told Remind magazine in 2025, she began to feel uncomfortable as she hit puberty on set. I started developing breasts, and they brought ace bandages to cover them, she recalled. One day during a baseball scene, she got her first period and feared her pad would show while filming. I had grown up, and the boys didn't go through this, she said. After that, Jerry decided to leave on her own terms. I wasn't fired. I let them go. Fact 13. Larry Mondello disappeared from the show without warning. Larry Mondello, Beaver's snack-loving buddy, vanished after season 3, and fans never got an explanation. While some believed Rusty Stevens' parents wanted him to have a normal life, Barbara Billingsley later revealed the real reason. Rusty's mother was notoriously difficult on set, causing tension with the crew. When the family moved from California to Philadelphia, it became a convenient and permanent goodbye. Producers later brought in Stephen Talbot as Gilbert Bates to fill the gap, but for many fans, Larry's goofy charm was irreplaceable. Fact 14. The Cleaver brothers were real-life friends. The brotherly connection between Beaver and Wally wasn't just great acting, it was genuine. Jerry Mathers and Tony Dow became close friends from the moment they met in 1957, and that bond lasted a lifetime. Tony and I have been good friends since we met, Jerry wrote in his memoir. Their natural chemistry made viewers believe they were real brothers. Even after the show ended, they stayed in touch, reuniting on stage in Boing Boing and touring together in So Long Stanley. Jerry once shared that Tony even stopped a home renovation just to join him on tour, a true sign of friendship. Off-camera, the roles were reversed. Jerry was actually older than Tony. But on screen, Tony's calm, protective presence made him the perfect big brother. Their friendship endured for decades, proof that the Cleaver family's warmth wasn't just television magic. Fact 15. The young stars weren't allowed to watch the show. While America tuned in to Leave It to Beaver, its young stars weren't allowed to watch. Producers told their parents to keep them away from the TV, worried fame might go to their heads. "They didn't want us to get big heads," Tony Dow later said. Ironically, the boys behind Beaver and Wally never saw much of their own work. But that rule helped them stay grounded and live fairly normal childhoods away from Hollywood's pressures. Fact 16. The first toilet ever shown on TV. In 1957, the Leave It to Beaver episode Captain Jack made unlikely television history by showing a toilet tank. In the story, Beaver and Wally hide a pet alligator in the tank, forcing producers to battle censors who insisted toilets were too improper for TV. After heated debate, they got permission to show just the tank and handle, a tiny detail that broke one of television's biggest taboos. Fact 17. The characters grew up with the actors. Unlike most sitcoms of the time, Leave It to Beaver let its characters grow up naturally on screen. When the show began, Beaver was a mischievous second grader and Wally an awkward eighth grader. Over 6 seasons, viewers watched them mature. Wally became a confident teen, and Beaver learned life's early lessons. By the finale, both had grown up before America's eyes, making the show feel more real and relatable than any sitcom before it. Fact 18. No one really knew where the Cleavers lived. For decades, fans have debated where the Cleaver family actually lived. The show only mentioned their town, Mayfield, with no state ever named. Some clues, like references to Madison and the Green Bay Packers, suggest Wisconsin, while others point to Illinois or Ohio. In truth, the mystery was intentional. Mayfield was meant to feel like everyone's hometown, a place that could exist anywhere in America. Fact 19. Many original cast members returned for the spin-off. In 1983, Still the Beaver reunited America with the Cleaver family after more than 20 years. Jerry Mathers returned as an adult Beaver, now a father himself, joined by Barbara Billingsley as June, Tony Dow as Wally, Ken Osmond as Eddie Haskell, and Frank Bank as Lumpy Rutherford. The revival stirred deep nostalgia, though it was bittersweet. Hugh Beaumont, who played Ward Cleaver, had passed away the year before. The first episode was dedicated to him, keeping his spirit alive in the family's return. Fact 20. Some jokes were cut for being too funny. Producers had one unusual rule. If a line made everyone on set laugh too hard, it was cut. Leave It to Beaver wasn't meant to be loud or over the top. Its charm came from gentle, relatable humor. The goal was simple, not to make audiences roar with laughter, but to make them smile because they saw a bit of their own family on screen. And there you have it, the hidden truths, strange stories, and behind-the-scenes secrets that made Leave It to Beaver one of the most fascinating shows in TV history. Which of these facts shocked you the most? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into classic television, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss more amazing stories from the golden age of TV.